Hello and welcome back to Overbooked. I'm Amanda and today we're going to be talking about the book Over the Top by Jonanthon Van Ness. It'll appear magically here. What? Magic of technology, I tell you what. I recently read the memoir Over the Top and I really wanted to read it because I love the series Queer Eye. I love Jonanthon Van Ness. He's like my favorite character on there. And so I just thought it'd be really fun to read it. I've heard really good things about it. And honestly, it was really good. I loved it a lot. So going into this, I read some reviews on the book. And a lot of people were like, Jonanthon Van Ness is not a writer. He blah, blah, blah. Like, and duh. I don't really enjoy those reviews. Obviously, like when people write memoirs, they're not writers. I don't expect it to be this amazing writing that's coming at me. So, and that's not to say that it was terrible writing. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing either. So just want to put that out there. It was great for what it is. So I thought that Jonanthon Van Ness did a great job. I thought he gave a lot of his voice to the book. I could hear him reading it. It made me almost want to get the audiobook and listen to him talk and read his own book, because I think that would have been amazing. So if you've read it on an audiobook, let me know and let me know how it is. But in this book, we essentially go through Jonanthon's life, starting with, his early years in Quincy, Illinois, and how much of a struggle it was growing up gay in a very conservative rural area. And, I obviously can't relate to growing up gay in an area that's not very accepting, but I definitely know what he's talking about when he's talking about this very Midwestern rural conservative area. Like, that's my hometown, and I definitely know that it would be such a struggle and difficult to live your truth in an area like that. And I commend him for, laying it all out in the book and bearing his soul to us, because it really honestly is hard, because people are very judgmental. And I think this is such a great book for people who are reading it and are scared and don't think there's anyone else out there like them. And there is, and I'm really glad that Jonanthon can be this role model for other kids and other teenagers and adults. So we watch him grow up in Quincy, and then we just learn a lot about Jonanthon. I don't want to give too much really away. Obviously, it's an easy Google search and Wikipedia page, but I think it's really nice to read it in his words and learn it coming from him. We learn about him trying to move away and go to college, and he ends up, not succeeding and getting addicted to drugs and other vices. And then we see him coming home and then trying to get into rehab, moving away, getting addicted again, thinking that if he moves back, then it'll be better, and it's not. And we see this regression coming through, and he talks about how for him, recovery and the road to success was 2 steps forward and then 5 steps back. And I think that's how it is for a lot of people. I think you can be on such a great path of achieving success or achieving recovery, and one slip up can make you fall back so much. And I think we have a lot of harsh criticism for people who can't pick themselves back up or can't recover as quickly as we think they should be. And I think we forget that slip-ups happen, and slip-ups are not just a step back, it's a couple steps back. And I think this happens for a lot of people. So I'm glad he also talked about that. And so obviously we get that part, and then we also get, his actual road to recovery, his, how important self-care is to him, and how important it is to check in with yourself and see how you're doing. And then obviously the fun stuff like his, adult venture into figure skating and gymnastics, something that he's loved as a kid always, but finally gets to really explore in his adult life, and his eventual arrival onto Queer Eye and being famous and finally having all of this attention on him, and how it's actually kind of difficult as well to have all that spotlight on you and try to balance your self-care and being able to look after yourself and making sure you're okay while all those attention's on you, and it's tough. I thought this book was really honest, really raw, really open, and I thought it was just really nice. I really appreciated Jonanthon Van Ness opening up with us, telling us his story, and encouraging people to live their truth and be themselves, no matter how scary it is. Like, if people don't accept you, then they shouldn't be in your life. And I just really, really, really appreciated it. He also has a lot of references in the back of the book to places that you can get help for, and that he's also used. So I highly recommend checking that out as well. I cannot recommend this book anymore. I think it was just a really, honestly, great book, great read, and it was very quick. It's like 200 pages, and the font is pretty bold, and like you can tear through it in an afternoon, I think. And like, why not? You can like laugh and cry and feel like you're hanging out with your best friend while you're reading it, so it's perfect. That was my review on the book Over the Top by Jonanthon Van Ness. I definitely gave it like 5 stars, so, and I recommend it for anyone that loves the Queer Eye series and loves Jonanthon Van Ness, Game of Thrones, all of his other stuff that he does. I highly recommend you check it out, and if you do, let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, make sure you like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.